Hello, everyone, and how you guys doing here on Branden Plumley Television? Yes, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. This is the test one episode of We Met Kennedy Live here on YouTube. And should you hear any noise in the background, it's because, well, I have no door in the room where I'm at, so please excuse the extra noise that's going on. But anyway, I'm We Met Plum, your host, and joining us, everybody, is the co-host of We Met Candy Live, which you guys can see every Sunday afternoons when I get off work at Wheel One. So let's welcome Chris Kennedy, the co-host.
How you doing, everybody?
And so, yes, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can see it, that is the logo that I created. I used PowerPoint to make this logo, and then I used a program called PhotoPad to really make the difference of making logos. And I think it works really well. And it's a free program on both Windows and Mac. And it's by NCH Software, and that's how you can create logos like this.
Woohoo! Yeah.
And like I said, you can also do the same thing on Windows, though you have to pay for it, obviously. But it's from a well-known company that I really love. They make great video editing programs. They make great music software. And I'm talking about Magix, of course, Magix. And that too you can use to create your own logos. And you can do it for a fraction of the cost. So you don't have to spend crazy money to make your own logos. You can, I believe it's $60 on Magix's website. So it's really cool, and you can create logos. And again, if you want to create logos like I have on the logo, well, make sure you have a Office 365 subscription, or buy Office 2019 Home and Student, and you can make great logos with PowerPoint. Because for me, guys, PowerPoint is like bread and butter of the whole thing of making presentations, and I really love PowerPoint a lot. So I am a heavy PowerPoint user. Um, so anyway, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got lots of stuff we're gonna talk about here tonight. I've been very excited to do the test one. And this is probably not going to be as an official episode per se, but it's just going to be, what it says is doing a one of it and see if this is going to be good enough to be permanent on my YouTube channel, because this was supposed to be on We Met Plum Television's Twitch channel, but I've decided to move the show to here on my YouTube channel because this is my 9th year, obviously, and I think I can get more viewership that way than the other one. So that's why I decided, you know what, let's move it to YouTube and make this a reality for BPT YouTube channel. Continue to grow, get more subscribers, and get more viewership. Because I've been doing this for 9 years, so pretty remarkable that I am still here. So it's really cool.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, everybody, we're streaming this on Google Plus Hangout on air. I am not streaming this on OBS, but you guys are wondering, will this be streamed on OBS? The answer is yeah, because that's how I do it on VOD Weekly. That's how I do it on Take Pit Live. So obviously, yeah. But I have to come up with a OBS template and make it really cool. Because I really do like the logo, and if I have to, I'll probably enhance the logo a little bit, but not too much because I really do like the logo. I think it's really cool, and again, the word art really comes alive with the logo. Again, PowerPoint and PhotoPad are the ones I use to make that logo, and you can do it too, obviously. So, we have a buttload of topics we're gonna go over, and we have Luke Jeffers in the chat room. Hey, Luke, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome to We Mix Kennedy Live. We hope to have you as a special guest in a near future episode of this fine show.
How you doing, Luke?
And we got Lennon, aka Kitchen Time LV.
Hi,
And he says hi, Chris. So
how are you?
there you go. So anyway, welcome Luke and Lennon to the show, and stay tuned, guys. You guys are gonna. Well, like I said, all I can say is hold on to your butts, and if you gotta pee, then I would suggest you go to the bathroom, because we don't want anybody to pee on themselves, wet themselves during the stream, because we don't want to get into a big lawsuit. But anyway,
You're not gonna not if I can help it.
Yeah. But anyway, that's just a fault joke that I like to make here on the show. But, yeah. Just like what Luke does. He does that to me sometimes. But yeah, so we got topics. So we got done doing a introduction. So we got topics up the what. Gotta keep it family friendly. Whatnot. So we got our introduction out of the way. Some other topics we're gonna have for you tonight. We're gonna talk about the one that's gonna be coming up next, which is the Power Ranger who was in Power Rangers Ninja Storm passed away. I found that out on Twitter, and I really do like Ninja Storm. I think it's awesome. I think it's a really cool Power Ranger season. Some of you guys may disagree with me, but I really liked it a lot. And happy anniversary to pretty much the system that really failed and that kind of humiliated Sega this month, which is the Sega Saturn. We're gonna go over and talk about that. We're gonna talk about the box office top 10 and see what's going on in the box office. And the one that Luke talked about on episode 246, I believe, of Friday's Luke J 6195. He talked about UglyDolls on the episode, and tonight we're going to talk about why UglyDolls is a big failure, sadly to say, for STX Films. Because like I said, it really hurts me, because if you guys don't know, UglyDolls is kind of like the movie Trolls from 2016, which I believe is a really, really cool movie, and I can't wait for, I need to add that one in too. Trolls World Tour, the second movie. Can't wait for that in theaters 2020. So I don't really know why it's a blatant whip off, but anyway. We got E3 2019 stuff, because E3 is just around the corner. We're going to have a rant on Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which I'm not happy about. A new NES game, Micro Mages, launched, and how you can play it. And best controllers for Android. What are the best controllers to use on Android devices? Like a tablet or a media box that you can find on Amazon.com. So those are the topics for this test one. And so Chris, if you have any topics you want to go over, you can do that too.
Cool.
If you have any, of course. And we'll talk to everybody in the chat room. I'll interact in the chat room as much as I can.
Yes.
Okay, so Luke says, doing good, guys. My battery on the iPad is low, but currently recovering my hard drive. Yeah, I heard about your hard drive issues, Luke. I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad you're getting it fixed. Now, I know that you're probably not going to get an SSD to temporarily use as storage, but you could, however, if you want to edit your 4K videos or one programs with it. I mean, SSDs, they last longer than traditional hard drives, and like I said, If the hard drive stops spinning, that means your computer turns into a big brick of paperweight, and that'd be the end of the computer. But like I said, Luke, I'm glad you recovering from the hard drive failure. And like I said, it happens. And like I said, hard drives do not last that long because it has a spinning thing, and you hear it, spinning, meaning that it writes data. SSDs, it's flash, they're faster, no moving parts, and they last a bit longer. So that's why I like SSDs. SSDs, the advantage for storing media. If I say so. So, well, like I said, Luke, that's what happens when you have that mess. When the hard drive stops spinning, and Luke, hard drives, they've been around, and I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, I've had this issue too with external hard drives, but anyway. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, hard drives, they don't last long, which really stinks. So, with that being said, let's go over to our topic, and that is, of course, the Red Ranger in Power Rangers Ninja Storm suddenly passed away, and I found out on Twitter about this. Because as you guys know, I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. Been that way ever since. I live and breathe on Power Rangers. Probably not as much as I used to, but I do live and breathe on Power Rangers. Because I'm a Power Rangers fan. I mean, why not, But yeah, Power Rangers is in my blood. And I gotta tell you guys, if you guys haven't checked out this guy, his name is JDF, or Jason David Frank. You need to check this guy out. He's awesome. Big inspiration. I'm telling you, he's a really cool dude. If you guys don't know who he is, he played Tommy Oliver in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode. Played as the Green Ranger, being evil, controlled by Rita, and then as the White Ranger, and there you go. But I've always wondered something. Did Tommy Oliver really break up with Kimberly? I don't know. But only time will tell, my friends, what really happened between the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm going to go over to my Twitter, which I have over 6,800 tweets right now. And yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at @RemixPlum. And like I said, I'll have the links in the description for where you can follow me and Chris Kennedy. So, link will be in the description. So I'm really gonna have a hard time pronouncing this guy's name. But the star of Ninja Storm has found dead at a very young age of 38, which is quite sad, which really hurts. Hurts me a lot. Power Rangers Ninja Storm is one of the most popular iterations of the Power Rangers franchise, but unfortunately fans will now have to view the series with a heavy heart. The New Zealand Herald reports that Pure Magasava, I know I kind of butchered it, who portrayed the Red Wind Ranger Shane Clark in the Power Rangers Ninja Storm, has been found dead in Wellington at the age of 38. According to the report, police confirmed that a call to a sudden death in the early hours in the morning. No cause has been given as the cause behind his passing, and the sportswoman for South Pacific Pictures confirmed his death and could not make any further comment. According to the Herald, the police sportswoman did confirm that to the Herald that there were no suspicious circumstances. So, I really don't know what happened. I really hope it's not a murder. I hope he didn't kill himself. That's really bad.
Yeah.
So he was one of he was a Samoa actors in the entire Power Rangers franchise, and to this day remains the only one to have donned the Red Ranger suit. So he is the first Samoan to play a Red Ranger, which is unheard of. It's one of the biggest reasons the series is so fondly looked back on today. Yeah, and I'm one of them. I like Ninja Storm a lot. 2003. If I had to say my favorite Power Ranger season, Time Force probably, because I liked that character named Circuit, the that bird talking, played by a female actress who does a lot of voice acting in video games, especially she. You know what really surprises me about her is she played a video game character in the game Xenosaga, and she plays a character called Junior, which is a male character. So a female voice actress can really do really well playing a boy character, even though she's a female, and that's something really really cool. Like Erin Matthews, for example. She played Pac-Man in Pac-Man Goes to the Adventures, and because Pac-Man's is a boy, and she can play that character. Now she plays a character called Frankie in the Netflix cartoon Super Monsters. And yeah, I mean, her last name is Siddall. And she's the one I believe that played the character. If my memory serves me correct. If I'm not correct, well then I guess you need to take me to the wall of shame and for me to be on I don't know, on weakest link or something like that. But anyway,
Wow.
yeah. So anyway, he was the first in the Power Rangers franchise, as Ninja Storm was the first iteration of the series to air its full one on ABC. It was the first series to be produced in New Zealand. Ninja Storm was the first to begin its series with only 3 main Rangers. So yeah, 3 Rangers: Red, the blue one, and the yellow one. Now you guys are wondering, the Yellow Ranger is always a female. Well, not in this one, because in this one, the Yellow Ranger is a male character now, in that particular one. And there are times in the Power Rangers that that you see a Yellow Ranger being played more often by a female actress than a male actor. And Ninja Storm is one of them. And it's pretty cool to have a Yellow Ranger to be played by a male character. Because, if you guys think that yellow is for girls, well, yes, but it can also be for boys as well.
That's correct. Pink.
I've seen heck, I've even seen someone the student at the school that I went to, he was wearing yellow pants. I'm like, yeah, see, this is not for girls. I mean, point out loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. First to
Well, whatever you want.
Yeah, indeed. Crimson and Navy Ranger. These are many of the reasons fans still recommend the series. Yeah, I do too. I like this show. Again, I like Time Force, and I definitely like this one too. Most definitely. Thoughts with him, loved ones at the time, and fans would be mourning the loss of such a powerful Red Ranger in both fiction and real life. So, yeah, and again, when I saw this on Twitter, because I was on Twitter doing something, that's when I found out about the passing. I'm like, really? I mean, the main leader of the Power Rangers has passed away. I mean, that was just a big shock to me. And again, at 38 years old, I mean, really sad, obviously.
Wow.
I know, but yeah, so that was the one I saw on Twitter, and very, very sad. So yeah, I checked it out on that. But again, guys, yeah, I am a huge Power Rangers fan. The one thing I like about Power Rangers is, well, I gotta tell you guys, not only I like the show in general, but there's a certain video game that I like in the Power Rangers. And I don't think I can find any good Power Rangers game as much. Because because I said there are a lot of games out there that you can play that'll really, I will say yes. There's been tons of Power Rangers games. There's one on Super Nintendo. There's one on Genesis. There's one on N64 and a lot. But I think my overall favorite Power Rangers game of all time would have to be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the game for the Sega Genesis. And the reason for it, the reason why I like this game so much, because it has an awesome soundtrack. It has the best theme song. It probably has the best conversion of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song and turned into a 16-bit Genesis tune. And it works, and it does, and oh my god, I really love the soundtrack. The soundtrack's great. It's a really cool beat 'em up game. If you haven't played it, you need to check it out. I prefer the Genesis version over the Super Nintendo one. So, sorry, Super Nintendo, but Sega Genesis, I think it's a better version of the game.
Yeah.
I think it was developed by I don't know who developed it, but I know Bandai did the one on Super Nintendo, both of them. But in the Sega version, it was by Sega, Ben Presto, which is now which is now owned by Bandai Namco Entertainment, and Bandai. So Bandai, Ben Presto, and Sega were the ones behind the Sega version. That's why I like the Sega version a lot more, because I've actually beaten this game. And I think once in my life I have never game overed that particular game. I do die like probably once or twice, but that's probably about it. Probably on average, probably 2 to 3. If I'm getting my butt kicked by enemies or one at a time, which does happen on occasion, which really sucks. But like I said, if you do one at a time, it does drain your energy to the point where if you go all the way to your last energy, then yeah, you're totally screwed. But yeah, so well, they're all continues in the game. You don't get many, but you do get continues. And again, I don't think I never gotten a game over in the game. Because like I said, every time I play this game, I rarely see the game over screen because I'm usually good at it. Now, I probably would be rusty at it because I haven't played it such a long time, but I really do enjoy the game. I love the soundtrack. And when I do play the game, I know you guys are gonna be like, you like the ladies. Well, cut me some slack, all right? But I usually do play the Pink Ranger because she was hot in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I love the Pink Rangers too.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, and I have to admit it. I rather play as the Pink Ranger now. Like I said, I'm not.
Me too.
I like all the Rangers, but the pink one, yeah. The reason I play the Pink Ranger because she was really cool in the movie, the 1995 one. And there was one scene in the movie where Kimberly, in the Pink Ranger, she hits the crap out of Ooze, and then it's just one scene in there that I really like. It's probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. That's why I like the Pink Ranger, and I always liked it ever since. But yeah, in the scene, again, she kicks the crap out of the Ooze and just starts kicking him like 5 or 6 times, and then falls on the floor and cries like a baby because he got defeated by Just like I said, the Pink Ranger, you don't mess with her because unlike the Yellow Ranger, who's not so lucky because she does get hit once or twice by the Ooze, but the Pink Ranger, not so much. She's tough as nails. And And the reason I'm saying this because the movie's coming out by Shout Factory for the first time ever on Blu-ray, and rightfully so. It needed to be on Blu-ray, and I'm glad it's on Blu-ray. There you go. So, but yeah, if you guys haven't seen the Power Rangers the movie from '95, need to check it out. Because I had it on VHS, I had it on DVD, and yeah. So again, my favorite video game is strictly the Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the game for the Genesis that came out in '95. The game, at least. It's a really fun game. It's a great two-player. It's a lot of fun. But only play if you like beat 'em ups, though. That's my only word of suggestion. Only play it if you really enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you don't enjoy the game, then yeah, you probably know why you're getting your butt kicked by the enemies like ooze and. I think the one stage that I cannot stand in the Power Rangers game is either stage 3 or stage 4, where you have this oh crap the Zord, the big robot Zord thing, where you have to battle. Like like when the monster grows huge, and then they have to get into the Megazord thing and take down the enemy. Well, this one in particular is a huge pain because now I'm fighting 3 of them instead of 1, which means I'm trying to hit one, but the other one comes up from behind and attacks me and drains my energy. So that means I have to fight off 3 of these characters by playing 1 player. Now 2 player might be a little easier, but playing it on 1 player, yeah, I think that's where you're going to lose multiple lives in order to get past. And again, it's 1 against 3, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out the video on that one stage. I think it's stage 3 or stage 4. Either one is a real pain. I think it's stage 5, but I don't remember. There's only 6 stages in the game, so the game is kind of well, despite having 6 stages, it's a pretty lengthy game, but it does have 6 stages. So the final boss, it's pretty easy. Or you don't have to drain his entire health ball because well, all you have to do is just survive enough and keep hitting him, and then he flies off the screen. And then once you fly off the screen and you get added up the points, for the level, the life, the whatever, and then you beat the game. And all you gotta do is enter in your name, your initials at the top 10, and you beat in the game. So you don't have to do anything about that. I think that's probably the coolest ending to the game. Will you don't really have to fight him off and destroy him because he gets destroyed in the movie. Just like in the movie, where that thing comes up and it gets him, and that meteorite or whatever. Like I said, it's from the movie. Where ooze get oozed by that sunlight or that asteroid thing hitting him, and then. But yeah, so. Yeah, so the ending's pretty cool, and again, you just have to survive and get his energy down to like half, and then he flies away, and then you take off, and then you get the final tally, and then you beat the game. So you don't have to do any special buttons. It just goes to the cutscene, and enjoy that awesome 16-bit rendition of the Power Rangers theme song. Again, it's awesome. Again, I love the soundtrack. It's amazing. So that's my kind of review of the MMPR, the movie, the game for the Genesis. Probably the best game I've played on the Genesis.
Yes, definitely. Of course. That was a good game, I would agree.
Yeah, because like I said, I've beaten this game, and it's just really fun. So let's see who else is talking to me. Hey, DC Comics, welcome to the welcome. Yeah, it's been like a year since I haven't streamed. Actually, I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about Vlog Weekly, yeah, it's been a good while. But I have, well, actually, yeah, you're right, kind of, because I haven't been streaming a lot because I've been busy with Wheel One and all that other stuff and blah blah blah. Yeah, I do streams every now and then. I mean, not all the time, but well, that's gonna change when Vlog Weekly returns, episode 100, which is gonna be a huge episode, by the way. Yeah, Willie Staines especially. I've been working on some huge projects. Yeah, I'm working on my huge project too, Luke. I'm gonna show that with everybody in this test one. Because I am very proud of the video of the project that I'm working on, and I'm getting a lot of support. So thank you guys. I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun doing that video. 1 year and a half waiting. I fixed 2 of my hard drives. Yeah, and again, Luke, hard drives, the kind of pain. It's just, and yeah, losing all your data on that hard drive really does cripple you in a way, and it kind of makes you depressed, like me, because that happens to me. It happened to me when I had a Seagate hard drive in it, and it stopped working. So I feel your pain, Luke. I really do. And Luke has to go pee. Well, go pee, Luke, and because if you don't pee, then I'm gonna send Barney over there, and I'm gonna and he's gonna make you go pee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, jelly donuts.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's it on the Power Rangers side of things. So we're gonna close off on that. So the next topic we have for you tonight on We Met Kennedy Live. Happy anniversary to the system that kind of failed in North America but did really well in Japan. And when it launched in 1995, it only had 6 games in it, which, yeah, and it was a lackluster launch of the game, of the system rather. And this was the only system that did not get a true Sonic game. We did get like 3 Sonic games for this system, but not a true Sonic game on it, which kind of stinks. The system could have been better if they had to do it on the original release of September '95, but Sony kind of kicked Sega in the butt, and this is still regarded as one of the worst things that Sega has done, and it was a huge body blow to Sega on this game system. And that, of course, my friends, is the Sega Saturn.
Yes.
So what do I like about the Sega Saturn? Well, probably the CD player. And you're like, wait, Remits, why do you like the CD player? Don't you have a CD player that you can play CDs? Yes. But the one thing I like about the Sega Saturn is it had a pitch feature where you can adjust the person's vocals and change the pitch. That's always been my favorite because I used that on a DVD player that I had, the Apex digital DVD player that had the pitch feature. And I do miss the DVD player, but I don't miss it that much because I can do the pitch and stuff. The pitch, do that on my Mac. Like certain audio editors will let you do it. A lot of programs, even Jet Audio, which is totally awesome. Yeah, you can do that on Android, which is really, really cool. Wish I had full butts though to get Jet Audio Plus on Android. Again, Jet Audio, one of the best media players out there, especially on Android. So yeah, I mean, being able to change the pitch was really cool. And that's probably the only thing I liked about the Saturn was the CD player functionality. So for you guys out there wondering what really did happen with the Sega Saturn, well, there's videos out there you can find out about what happened to Sega Saturn. The one I recommend you check out is the Gaming Historian, which if you guys don't know, Gaming Historian is this guy named Norman Caruso talked about video games. And if you're into video game history like I am, check this guy out, the Gaming Historian. Probably the best one to watch on YouTube. He talks about the three biggest Sega mistakes that Sega has made. And the Sega Saturn was number one of the mistake. I think they also talked about it on the 32X episode as well. So they talked about that. So what really happened to Sega Saturn? Well, I mean, I'm sure Chris can agree with me on this. The thing that happened
ruined it. That fairly much ruined it. The Genesis.
Yeah.
Sega Saturn should have never happened.
Yeah, and the Genesis was doing so well in North America. I love the Sega Genesis.
So,
But Sega Japan decided that, we want the Sega Saturn to be our future for gaming, to be better of the whole competition. We want to beat Sony. We want to beat Nintendo. And guess what? Sega crashed and burned not once, but twice. First with the 32X, obviously with the Sega CD. I mean, it's not horrible, but not great either. Sega 32X just, it just died off after the holiday season, and then in 1995. And I think the reason what happened to Sega 32X is because, well, Nintendo had a huge year in '94. They released Donkey Kong Country for Super Nintendo, and that was the best-selling game on the Super Nintendo. And I love Donkey Kong Country. I think it's an awesome game for the Super Nintendo. And they even had an advertisement that you can't play this on the Sega 32X. Yeah, that's true. You can't play it on the 32X. I wish you could, but I don't think Nintendo would like that. But anyway, yeah. So
it's true on Nintendo. That is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much getting everything's about Nintendo now, and I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Donkey Kong Country, one of the best games, 1994. I love Donkey Kong Country. Huge fan of it. Love the Donkey Kong games that Will did, like the one on Game Boy, for example. Not only it's one of the best games ever on the Game Boy, but it also has a killer soundtrack by David Wise and G. Norgate.
Yeah.
Easily one of the best soundtracks in any video game, especially on the Game Boy, because it has that particular whale sound that you get from David and G. Norgate, because those two, they did really good with the soundtrack. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
And G. Norgate, he also composed the video game. He composed the music, I should say, for the video game Killer Instinct for Super Nintendo and Game Boy. One of my favorites. Probably the only fighting game that I like. I've beaten the Game Boy one like 10, 15 times. Play as Saber Wolf. Yeah, Idol can be a pain, but I can easily defeat Idol. As long as he doesn't destroy me first. He doesn't take my health bar down before I can deliver a combo. Yeah, Killer Instinct's a fun game. A really, really cool game. But yeah, so on top of the Sega Saturn, it's just, what really happened to Sega Saturn. And we were supposed to get a Sonic game, but that was never to be found, nowhere to be found. And I think that was a slap in the face. Where's my keyboard here? Okay. So yeah, it was a huge slap in the face, and so instead, when Sonic Extreme was announced for the Saturn, they decided to, cancel because of stress, and one guy had to go to the hospital because the game was a freaking nightmare for him and Sega Institute, which they also made Sonic Spinball, which I don't really care that much. Yeah, so when Sonic Extreme got canceled, Sega had to do something to bring a Sonic game to the Saturn. And what they did is they ported over the game on the Sega Genesis, which I actually do like. I actually like that game. Not one of the best games by any means, but it's a good Sonic game. For me at least. Everybody's gonna say that's a big disappointment, and yeah, it is a disappointment. Especially for a huge Sonic fan like myself. But yeah, so they ported over Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Saturn that came out in '96. So if you guys remember that game, I'd like to hear from you and see what you think about Sonic 3D Blast. I want to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Sonic 3D Blast came out on the Sega Saturn, and it was a disappointment. And I could understand why. It was a disappointment. Developed by Traveler's Tales, OTT, which they're still around today. I think it's programmed by John Burton, and yeah, Sonic 3D Blast. It's a cool game to play on the Sega Saturn, but it's a big disappointment. I can say. The next game they had for the Sega Saturn was Sonic Jam, which I think it's probably the better out of the three Sonic games that came out for it. Because Sonic Jam had Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic Knuckles, and a Blue Spear mini game, which you unlocked when you put in Sonic Knuckles on the Genesis and put Sonic 1 or any other game, and then you can do the Blue Spear mini game. And I gotta tell you guys, my overall favorite Sonic game is Sonic Knuckles, hands down. And Sonic 3, which we're gonna talk about went on Sonic the Hedgehog 3, not being on the mini. So yeah, so you get those games. I love them all. I really do. I would say the only complaint about Sonic 1, that labyrinth level. Oh my god, it's a nightmare. Would you say, Chris?
Yes, it is.
It's a huge nightmare, but I do love the song though. The song is awesome. I think the labyrinth music is really good. The one in Sonic 2, it's not as bad as the labyrinth zone, but still you have the water level in it. But that song, the Arctic Ruin zone in Sonic 2, that is easily some of my favorite water level music ever. It's one of the best. I really love it. I know I'm probably gonna say this guy's name, Masaka. Oh crap! See, guys, I'm not good at Japanese names. I do know the other composers like Nobuo Matsu of Final Fantasy, Mitsuda, Chrono Trigger, and all of them. But no, Yoki. No, it's not Kodaka. I'm thinking about the other Japanese composer who did awesome music for Sunsoft, like Blaster Master and Joni the Silliest. But no, I'm not. No, I don't think it's him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyway, I can't remember. But yeah, he does really good music. Oh, Masato, I think that's his first name. But yeah, it's from anyway. The music's from Dreams Come True, which they own the license to the song. So look it up, Dreams Come True, which is a band that the composer for Sonic 1 and 2, Dreams Come True, copyright.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I said, Blaster Master and Joni the Silliest both have amazing soundtracks. And the one that came out in Europe, which sadly did not come here in North America. I'm so upset about that. Called Euphoria the Saga, which is a Metroid-like kind of game, but the soundtrack is amazing, especially in Europe. And this is why I'm a huge video game chiptune guy. I love video game music from the 8-bit to whatever. Video game music's my life, my part of childhood. Humming the Dr. Mario, the chill music. That's what got me into listening to video game music. humming along Dr. Mario. But anyway, so Sonic Jam, really cool game. I think that's probably the only good Sega Saturn game I can recommend. Playing all 4 Sonic games.
Yes.
Yeah, Sonic Jam, really cool. Okay. But yeah, thank you everybody who is tuning in tonight of We Met Candy Live, the test one. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm certainly enjoying it so far. I know I'm doing a lot of yapping, but hopefully I won't do a lot of yapping when we actually do an actual episode of We Met Candy Live, because we always want to have the co-host to have topics and something he wants to share and discuss with us, because this is a big part of the whole thing, of the show, because this is something that I really wanted to do, and it's just really awesome to do this show. Because I know, well, before we get back into the other Sonic game that they released, I know that you did a podcast in April. You were going interview with Alex Paris.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to find the video still. Alex says he might have a backup copy of it, but I have no record of it. I forgot to record it, and everything got cleaned out. So hopefully Alex will have a copy of that. And don't be the least bit worried, folks. I want to let you know right now, Remix and everybody else, that I will have topics as we go along.
Yeah.
And I can tell you one of which is why I'm telling you right now, you should stop watching the news shows, because the news shows are not what they are supposed to be anymore. This is not like 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah. But and like I said, I really enjoyed the interview that you and and Warner and Terrence, I think.
Yeah.
You guys did really good, because I was watching the stream on Twitch. So and speaking of which, since they don't have that upload feature anymore, because what I'm doing on We Met Plum Television is whatever I had planned for that channel, that I wanted to upload on that, I'm gonna move it over, and it's gonna have a new home for the Wii ones of certain stuff. It starts with a V. It's not Vimeo.
I got a pizza in the door.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not Vimeo. Yeah, it's not Vimeo, but it's a V. It starts with a V. I am on there. I have about 4 or 5 videos uploaded on there. I'll probably upload more as we go along. So I think that's something, now I don't know how long the video should be or what they allow. But I can say that it's been pretty good so far with the video sharing site. I'm also on MetaCafe as well. So although not a lot of people do use MetaCafe as much, but hey. Yeah, and like I said, interesting history about what happened. Talking about the whole legacy that Alex is doing, especially for his Mariposa trips and some other ones that he's doing. And I tell you guys, this is a guy that is brilliant. He's the creative mastermind, if you will. He has a sense of humor, like everybody, because I think that's good to have a sense of humor. He's a visionary, like I am with We're One, because I am a visionary at heart as the president and interim CEO.
Yeah.
And we're both all visionaries, which is really cool. Because we don't think about the failures, we think about what we do and what we can do to do better. and for him to do game shows like me, for me to do game shows like he does, something that I took the inspiration. And I am working on a new project as we speak. Hopefully, it'll be coming out in the fall. But hopefully, because I want to do it in the fall, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But I want to at least try to do this because I don't want to stream with OBS. But anyway, we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, just a lot of cool things that Alex has been doing on his YouTube channel. The Mega Spin's doing really well. And some other cool stuff that he has down the line, and hopefully there'll be a season 7 of it. And some other cool ideas that Mr. Paris is going to be doing. Because believe it or not, we're probably going to have him as a contestant on this new game show that I'm doing, even on Word Bank as well. Word Bank season 2. Because that's the other game show that Localcast does is Word Bank. Because what I'm thinking for season 3, if there is going to be a season 3, I am considering about adding another co-host to Word Bank. Because like I said, I know that on Take Your Pick Live, because as you guys know, Chris Kennedy is not just the co-host of this show, We Mix Kennedy Live, but he's the co-host of the other game show, which is number 1, and it's Take Your Pick Live.
Yes, definitely.
Probably the funnest game show that you can ever imagine. But yeah, I mean, and I know that when Billy was the co-host at the time of the show, we usually butt heads together, like what happened on episode 60, which I won't discuss here on the show because I don't want to go for that painful memory, because it had to deal with Bonnie, and that's why I'm not doing Bonnie stuff anymore. I mean, I really want to do it, but everybody, yeah. But anyway, yeah, and so Take Your Pick Live is amazing, and yeah, I mean, this has been great, and we're going to continue to do the show and make it happen. So, but yeah, so Alex has a lot of creativity in his mind, and like he said on the interview, he talked about using Final Cut Pro X, and I think Final Cut Pro X is an amazing application for Apple users like me. But you can probably do this on Windows too. I mean, you're probably going to pay more, but you can do the same thing on Windows. I mean, Magic's Mates One, Vegas Pro, Adobe Premiere. Like Alex said. So a lot of choices on Windows. Just what's best for you. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I used to do a lot of video editing, but I don't do that as much because I'm a heavy PowerPoint user, because PowerPoint changed my life and changed the way that I think about entertainment. And PowerPoint has always been there from the get-go, ever since I decided, want to do Office 365, because I love Office. It's my go-to productivity software, and I use it every day. I use PowerPoint a lot, and that's saying something. So, but yeah, so the other game that they came out on Sega Saturn was I gotta say it is not a great game on the Saturn, which is kind of a shame. I'm talking about Sonic All. Yeah, I don't know what I got to say about Sonic All. But as a gaming historian who did the Sonic the Hedgehog history, he says this game is a mess. It's way too short, and it's just completely. Oh my God, yeah, and he describes it very well. So watch Gaming Historian as he talks about why Sonic All is not a good racing game, because the game's a mess. It's way too short. The controls are difficult, and the game is probably not even finished. That's probably why they rushed it out to the market, because Sega Saturn was just dying so much. It's just like I said. I will say Sonic All is a complete mess, and that's a shame, and really is. It hurts me for being a Sonic fan. I'm not sure if I played Sonic All, but I know that the game's terrible. I think the only good Sonic game that was on the CD was Sonic CD on the Sega CD. Probably one of the best games on the Sega CD. And like I said too, I'm a huge Sonic fan, so I'm telling you, I can talk about Sonic, completely on this show. I think we will talk about Sonic and stuff on We Met Kennedy Live. I think that's something we can go over and discuss with on the whole Sonic franchise, because I freaking love Sonic games, as well as entertainment as well. Would you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Luke, you're exactly right. Sonic All is a complete mess. Yeah, you're darn tootin' right. It's a complete mess. The only game I wanted to play on the Sega CD is Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, obviously, when Vanna says that's correct, and then she claps at you, and then you're like, I haven't even solved the puzzle yet.
No.
It's those famous jokes in the Sega CD version of Wheel of Fortune where Vanna says, "That's correct," you know. So, it's fun. Like I said, it's a really cool game. It does have some glitches. That's what the game suffers from, is glitches. Being done by Absolute Entertainment, which they also did a game on the NES, which I think is probably horrible. It's called Space Shuttle Project. Developed by Imagineering, and published by Absolute Entertainment. But yeah, Imagineering. Oh, I think what we need to do on We Met Sandy Live, I think on the future show, we need to talk about the story of this hidden gem on the NES. Though not a lot of people played it. It came out in '92 for the NES. It's a horror game. And it takes place in a high school, based out of a high school in Princeton, New Jersey. I believe that's what it is, and it's Princeton High School in New Jersey. And in this game, you control this student who's at the high school, and your job is to hit certain monsters with a bat or any kind of weapon that you get in the game, and you just bashing the button to hit the bat on an enemy. It's published by Electro Brain, developed by Imagineering, and published by Electro Brain in 1992. This is one of those games to where not a lot of people have played it because it came out so late in the NES life cycle. But yeah, so you're this guy, having a bat, and you get weapons in the game: sickle, spinal zap, embalm fluid, which you need to beat the game. You can throw a sandwich at a monster, throw a hamburger, throw a sandwich at them, and they die with that. I don't know why monsters die from a sandwich. I mean, come on, you're not gonna choke. I mean, unless if you're either Freddy Krueger or Beetlejuice, then you probably choke on a cheeseburger. Yeah. But I know, right? I mean, choke on a cheeseburger. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, she can hear me, but anyway. I know what you're gonna say, but I gotta keep the show family friendly because we don't need to cuss. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, you can also get the Gamma Gun, which is a very powerful weapon that you can use. Because again, I played this game and I actually used the Gamma Gun to defeat the final boss, which is really easy. You just gotta be careful because the big eyeball shoots out laser in his eyeball, and then it comes to you, and you have to shoot him with the Gamma Gun. And what you have to do in the game is really familiar, is really something similar, really familiar, something cool, either cool, creepy, or kind of the weirdest name in video game history. So you're a student who you need to save Samantha, the pom-pom cheerleader. No joke. That's what you have to do in the game. You have to save her from the enemies. And she is in the boiling room in this game. So you have to go for the air, you have to go to crawl space, and then you go to the air ducts. And all dead ends too. So if you hit a dead end, then you fall to your doom and you die such a meaningless death and be turned into your gravestone. And then and then once you get past the air ducts, then you go into the basement. I didn't know Screwers had a basement, but I guess so for this video game. And then you go to the bowling room. You take the guy out, shoot him with a drama gun, and then you save your pom-pom cheerleader girlfriend, who just walks away from you, wants nothing to do with you because you have that spiky hair, and you probably have bad breath by the time you beat the game. And that's pretty much it of this game. So, so yeah, we'll talk about that on this show too in a future episode. So pretty interesting stuff about this game. Would you say?
Yes.
So yeah, and like I said, this is a game I played. I've actually beaten this game quite a few times because there was a secret. Now I know my mom ain't gonna like me for saying this, but there is something cool that you can do in the game. Once you acquire the spring shoes to make your character jump up higher, you can actually use that, hide in a locker, and then you select the normal shoes, and then this character hides behind the wall, and he cannot get hit with an enemy or a spike or anything in the game. But you can still die if you fall into one of the traps in the game on the air ducts. So you can still die and lose a life, even at that or in the rooftop. But other than that, you're completely harmless by the enemy. So that's really cool. Now, is this a tough game? Yes, it really is. And you do have 5 lives, so you better not die 5 times. You do get a game over, but you do get unlimited continues, which is nice. So you do get unlimited continues, which is really, really good. And if you do get a game over, you keep all the weapons you have and all the power-ups you have too. So that's a huge bonus. So you get to keep your power-ups, which is huge. And it's not like a punishment like you get on other games like Zelda 2. So yeah, I think that's a huge plus. So that's the game. Obviously, we're gonna talk about that in detail. So how about that?
Yes. We are. We shall.
Indeed. Let's see what Luch is saying. That's correct. Yeah, and then Luch says, I haven't solved the puzzle yet. Yes. I just said that, Luke. It's like, it's either that or taking the tits now for 800. Yeah, that's an SNL joke. Take it or leave it. But there you go. Just crazy. Yeah, so again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I can't say this enough. So, back on topic. The Sega Saturn, I think it was discontinued in 97, 98. And Bernard Stoiler said, the Saturn is not our future. And that's when the Sega Dreamcast came out on September 9th, 99 for $199. That's the magic number, is the 9. 99 for $199. So that was a magic number. Now I will say the Sega Dreamcast, I think it was much better than the Sega Saturn, but I think it was a little too late, because it still upsetted a lot of Sega players who got burned by the Sega Saturn. Would you say, Chris?
Absolutely.
You know, getting burned by Sega.
Yeah, messed with Sega, and it's
Yeah,
not.
I know. Yeah. So yeah. So again, happy anniversary to the Sega Saturn, and yeah, I mean, Sega Saturn's one of those game systems where you thought that it was going to be a huge success for them, but it turned out it completely humiliated Sega and to us the fans, because
Yeah.
even the Sega Saturn launch, it was a huge mess when the system came out, because only certain stores would carry the Sega Saturn.
Right.
I don't know about Toys R Us having the Saturn, or even Best Buy. So yeah, that upsetted a lot of retail stores, including KB Toys, who refused, just refused. So yeah, Sega Saturn had a disastrous launch,
Yes.
and again, it was a huge body blow to Sega, because what they should have done, they should have, well, they probably could have, and I don't know if they could have improved on making the Sega Saturn a huge hit, but it's just, yeah, I mean, PlayStation kind of dominated it, kicked butt. And yeah, Sega Saturn was in third place, and it died, and quite sadly. So, so again, the launch was a complete mess. Just a huge mess. It's like an angry kid throwing boxes and boxes of Cheerios, and then you have to clean them up one by one. That's how bad it was. Um, you know, dumping Cheerios all over the place. you know, um, although like I said, I will admit I'm not a huge cereal fan, but there you go. But you see, it was just a huge mess, and it didn't do so well. 99,999,999.99. Well, sweet Jesus! If it cost 99 million over like $100 million, I think you have some serious issues, Luke. I think you have some serious issues. Well, like I said, Luke, you were 4 years old when the Sega Dreamcast launched on September 9th. That's fine, Luke. You can be a cereal fan. I like Rice Krispie treat balls. They're good. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I used to eat I want to say French toast corn cereal, and what's the other one? Cinnamon toast and French toast. Yeah, cinnamon toast. Well, okay, I will take that back. The only cereal that I like, that I don't like to put milk in, because I think it's kind of nasty. It gets soggy, and it reminds me of that stupid movie from Disney. Oh my god. Anyway, I don't want to even mention about that movie. Oh my god. I can't believe it's gonna be on Disney Plus. I'm like, come on, you really gotta make me want to puke, because I'm 30 years old and you want me to puke? Jeez, what are they thinking? They're nuts.
Absolutely.
I mean, God. So yeah, I mean, there you go. Just complete. Oh my god. Anyway, I like Crave cereal with that burst of chocolate. It's great on its own. You don't need to put milk. It's great on its own.
Yeah.
End of story. I like Oreo O's. They're good too. Yeah. And you know what, guys? I love Chet Smiths. Chet Smiths is awesome, for me at least. So overall, Chris, your thoughts about Sega Saturn?
The system was a huge failure to begin with. It should have never happened. Should have never been born. It was a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, I did like the CD player though. That's the only thing I can say about it is the CD player is pretty cool.
We had Sega CD.
having the pitch feature is really, really cool. But like I said, you can get that pitch feature on a audio player like Jet Audio. Like I said, on it's on Windows. They got the pitch feature, and you can also have that on Android. There's an Android version of Jet Audio. The one I want is $4, and that gets me the pitch feature, which is really nice. Jet Audio is probably the best music player, hands down, on Android. Highly recommended.
Yes.
Because it's on Android, Google Android. It's on the Fire tablets. Because and believe it or not, I do have Jet Audio Music Player Plus on Fire tablet. I think it's worth the $4. I give it a 5 out of 5.
Yes.
And as far as listening to video game music, like NES and Super Nintendo and all that, Winamp is a good choice. I love Winamp. Winamp is a legendary media player from Nullsoft. The other one that I recommend for Windows is called Ball 2000. FOO Ball 2000. It's free. Yeah, Ball 2000. And you download a plugin. And once you install the plugin, you'll be able to listen to any video game music you want to listen to. And it is awesome. And then you can convert it to any format you want, MP3, whatever. But in this case, what I would do is I would convert it to AIFF, and then on iTunes you convert it back to AAC, because AAC sounds better in my opinion than MP3. So you get, and let me know what codec do you like. For me, I like M4A, AAC. And probably AIFF, although it does take up a lot of memory, AIFF. But yeah, M4A definitely. And iTunes is probably the best music player too on Windows and Mac. Because again, AAC sounds better. I mean, heck, Steve Jobs, told you guys that AAC was awesome.
Yeah.
And you didn't listen to him. How dare you?
Wow.
I know. So yeah, iTunes is pretty good. Yeah, 5 out of 5 for all of us. Yeah. I have not used Windows ME. Oh my God, Luke, are you serious? Yeah, you. Yeah, well, good. You don't need to use Windows ME, because if you did, I would come over there myself, or Bonnie, or Sean Connery, or whoever, and give you a spanking for trying the Windows ME. Windows ME is god awful. I hated ME. Oh my God.
Is XP better than ME?
Yeah, because ME. Yeah, ME has a lot of buttons in it, and when you start it up, you get the blue screen of death, which is annoying. Because yes, I did have Windows ME. It was on a gateway computer. And it wasn't the computer that was crashing; it was the operating system that crashed. I would say Windows XP is probably better than ME. XP is way better, although Microsoft doesn't support XP anymore, which is sad. But yeah, XP was good. A lot of programs are not going to work on XP anymore afterwards.
Yeah.
Which means Firefox, Google Chrome, some other web browsers on XP. As far as media players are concerned, probably Wheel Player probably won't work by Wheel Networks, which I used as a kid. Huge fan of Wheel Player. Yeah, so there's a lot of programs that are not going to work with XP.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Because it's going to ask you to go to Windows 7 or Windows 8. And Windows 8 wasn't that good. It was just confusing. Windows 10 is probably better. I like Windows 10 a lot. I have not used Windows ME. Yeah, like I said, Luke, you would hate Windows ME. Oh my God, you from the moment you turn on your computer and log in and go to your desktop, you're gonna be crying like a baby because this blue screen of death comes in your face, and then it's gonna give you the middle finger. And I just dropped the phone. But yeah, it's just gonna give you the complete middle finger. Windows 2000 was better. I like Windows 2000. Vista was okay. It wasn't great, but Vista was okay.
Yes.
Windows 7 I did not like because it crashed. Windows 10 I like Windows 10 a lot. Windows 10 I like the taskbar. I like everything about Windows 10. I think it's really good.
The Windows 7 crashed, right?
Yeah, well, when I had a HP computer with Windows 7, yeah, it crashed after like 5-10 days. Got me the blue screen of death. Didn't do nothing.
So the Windows 8.
Yeah.
Windows 8 was no blue screen of death on Windows 8.
Windows 8 has the sad face and letting you know that whoa, you ran into a problem and Microsoft needs to send some data and whatnot. Yeah, so instead of the blue screen of death, they give you the little sad face.
Yeah.
To let you know that we're sorry, but your computer has an unexpected crash. Yeah, Windows 2000 was good, Luke. I've used Windows 2000. Yeah, Windows XP was really good at the time. Just let's face it. If you get Windows 10 or have Windows 10, you can put all the new version of Office, because I'm a Office user, and I know that you, Chris, you want to do something about 1 and 32-bit applications on Windows 10.
Yes, I did.
Because that's something I like to do, that I would like to do too. The old school Windows games, like on 95, 98.
I still do.
What I would like to one sometime is Encarta 98 by Microsoft.
Yeah, that was good.
Because my mother liked the Mind Maze game that was on Windows 95 of Encarta 98.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. Encarta 98. Although Microsoft does not want you to copy the disk, because they don't want you to make a for some reason, because they don't want you to do piracy, which is really bad. But yeah, Encarta 98 was something really cool.
Sure.
I have fond memories of Windows 95.
Yes, I do.
So many wonderful memories with 95. For me at least, I had Galaxy of Games by WomTech. I had 3, and I had Mahjong. I also had some other games and stuff. Yeah, Windows 95 had really cool games. I think probably the best game I played on Windows 95 is that one called Windbrick 96, which is probably my favorite Breakout clone game. And it's on Windows 95. It's really, really good. It's fun. And unlike your traditional Breakout and Arkanoid, this one you have to be really careful, because if you have that little element thing, the blue, green, and red and if you see that, you need to avoid that at all costs, because if you run into that, you die instantly and you lose a life. Now, if you're playing against a computer, you go off screen for like a minute or what have you, until the timer hits 0. Then you can come back in, and then that way you can continue with the level. And if both of you hit the element, it's gonna say things like hitting this thing is nasty, and then it's gonna tell you that this thing is nasty. You don't need to hit that. And it's just gonna laugh at you, because you would it's like the game is telling you you're a goofball. Your pattern went right through the 3 elements of doom, and then you hit it, and then it's gonna say those things are nasty. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I went right into it and I was trying to hit the ball and I hit the element instead, and it's gonna make fun of me and telling me that, hey, those things are nasty. You don't say. I mean, it's just a complete. Oh my god! It's just yeah. I think the other one too, like the B one, the bombs. If you hit it the second time, it's gonna tell you, please don't do that, because yeah. And another one too. If you okay, another funny dialogue joke is if you accidentally now, like I said, there is a dangerous pill that comes down when you hit a certain brick, and if you hit that certain brick that has that skeleton icon thing symbol, it's gonna tell you really funny like um, uh, taking this pill is not good for your health. And I just completely laugh so hard. And that message tells me having this pill is not good for your health. And I just laugh my butt off. I'm like, oh my God. It's like the computer player hit the.
Holy chili donuts.
It's just so funny.
Yes.
I don't know if I have it on film, but it's really funny when you have that pill thing. You collect power ups. If you accidentally hit that thing, that item, it's gonna tell you those pills are not good for your health, and then you lose a life, and then you have to. It's so funny. I'm telling you, this game is humorous, fun, addictive, and I love it. It's Windbreak '96, probably my favorite game ever made. In '97, it came out in '97. 95 and 98. You can play it on 32-bit Windows, because I tried it with Windows 8, and it does work with 32-bit Windows 8. And some other great classics too, like Jazz Ball, which came out on Windows 3.1. I really love Jazz Ball a lot. Jazz Ball is fun. It's an addictive game. If you haven't played Jazz Ball, it's really fun. But yeah, I mean, these are the classics that stood the test of time for Windows back in the 90s. You know, we had Windows 3, 3.1, 95, 98, and there you go. I mean, those are the classics in my book. Would you say, Chris, the timeless classics?
Yes, they were.
Because I do remember one game that was on Microsoft for Windows 95. You would have to buy a add-on called Microsoft Plus for Windows 95, and Microsoft Plus you get a game which I think everybody has heard of. It's probably the best game you play. It's a pinball game, and it's called 3D Pinball.
Yeah.
I think it's something 3D Comet Pinball. And it is a really cool pinball game on Windows 95. It has the sounds. It has all the pinball physics you ever want in a pinball game. I think it was developed by Microsoft. Came out on the 95. I had it on Windows ME, and it was a lot of fun. It's that pinball game. It's really really fun. But yeah, so that game is something special on that particular game.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so it's called 3D Pinball. That came out on Windows 95. Anyway, yeah, let's see what else is saying. After Windows 8 in 2004, 2004. What am I talking about? 2014, I switched to the Mac. Yeah, I know, Luke. I know you're an anti-Windows, but I'm not, because I like Windows 10. I like Windows. I just don't like it crashing and giving me that blue screen to death. It really annoys me. Anyway, yeah, I do like Macs. I really do. But if there's a certain thing I do miss about Windows is playing those classic Windows games. You know, that's about it. Especially the one that I had on Windows 95, 1997, called Bargo. And as you guys know, Bargo is a really cool game on Windows. But that's not the only reason why I like it so much. The reason I like it so much is the soundtrack. Because you can pop this into any CD player you want, and from that, you can play it on your CD player, and you get 15 tracks. Because remember, track 1 is always a blank. So you have to play track 2 in order to get to the soundtrack. So my favorite tracks in the game, not counting track 1, is I believe 4, uh, 14 and 15. Now, on a CD player that has track 1, my favorites are 5, 15. Wait, 5, 9, 15, and 16. Those are like my favorites. And the soundtrack is really good. Composed by Jack McMahon. And that's why I like Barber so much on Windows. It's not because of the game, because I do like Barber, but the soundtrack is really good.
Yes.
Because I told Chris about this too. That I finally discovered, and I finally listened to my favorite songs from this game of Barber. Because I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard it since I left high school, and since I left, since I left and whatnot, and it's about a good 10, 15 years, and I would never hear the Barber music again until I was about 29, and I discovered it, and then I converted it the music on iTunes, and it immediately took me back to the 2000s again. It took me back to 2000s where I heard the video game soundtrack, the Barber. And those are great memories too.
Yeah, definitely.
So Barber, 1997 PC game. Make sure you get the one by Hasbro. Don't get the one by other ones, because the one by Hasbro Interactive is the one that has the songs in it, which you get 16 tracks. And if it doesn't have 16 tracks, then you don't have the Hasbro one. So make sure you get the Hasbro one. And if it says 16, then that's the soundtrack, because I really love the music in the game. Again, my favorite ones are 5, 9, 15, and 16. 16, according to the game on the CD-ROM, is called Texas. I don't know why it's called that, but I'm gonna assume that's the name of it, and it's really good. Not gonna play any of the songs on it, obviously, but yeah, like I said, trust me, those are the names of the song. 15 is awesome too. So that's Bargo for you all, 1997. A long time ago, huh?
Absolutely, yes.
Back then, I don't use Wi-Fi. Well, I don't think we had Wi-Fi at the time. Yeah, dial-up. Yeah, dial-up was such a thing back in 2000 and into the late 90s. AOL was the dominant force until they started overcharging on the customers and them getting screwed over by ridiculous fees and whatnot.
Indeed.
But like I said, I mean, I have an AOL, I mean, email that is. But yeah, I mean, yeah, America Online is something I remember, and Netscape, yeah, I use Netscape a lot. And yeah, I remember the dial-up. Those were the times of dial-up.
Time dial-up, yeah.
Yeah, and that sound effect when that dialing the phone number, the phone pad, and then it makes that god awful screeching sound, and it terrifies you when you try to sleep, and you're gonna have nightmares of hearing that in your sleep. Yeah, I'll talk about a nightmare. Yeah, that's not fun, but those were the memories.
Absolutely. Hey, Remix, I'm falling asleep, and I don't think I'm going to make it much longer.
Okay, well, sorry about that, but anyway, we'll go over these quickly. Yeah, I'm sorry you're falling asleep. Yeah.
No problem.
Anyway, let's go over quickly now, and we'll kind of end the stream.
Okay.
So it's a good thing I didn't have a lot of these to go around, but again, whatever we don't discuss, we're gonna talk about on the very first episode of
Yes, we are.
Anyway, let's move on now. Before I put more people to sleep, we're gonna go over to the top 10 box office movies, and these are the movies that are in the top 10 from Box Office Mojo. And let me go ahead and see what's happening on the box office. Now, it will change depending on what date it would be. Yeah, Box Office Mojo. And yeah. Well, box office news, I can tell you. Detective. Now, I know that you, Luke, you're not very happy about it because I know you're flipping the middle finger on this. But Detective Pikachu is heading towards the 55-60 million debut. And that's good because I'm a huge Pokemon fan. Really like Pokemon. Really, really do. All right, so this is the weekend box office. So it hasn't been updated. So I'll probably would do a follow up on this on my own or whatnot. Anyway, we're gonna look at these starting with number 10. It was at number 7. Little from Universal. It made $1.4 million, 59% drop, 1359 feeders, and now it's 760. And that's pretty bad. At number 9, it was number 6, Dumbo, the 2019 one by Walt Disney Pictures, which is not doing really well. 1.5 million, 58% drop in change, down to 1668 in feeders. At number 8, it was number 5, Shazam by Warner Brothers, 2.5 million. To 185.21, dropped 55%. At number 7, The Curse of whatever by Warner Brothers, 3.7. New line, by the way. Number 6 was number 4. It is Breakthrough by Fox, 20th Century Fox, I think. 3.9 million. Number 5, it was number 2. Last week. It was Captain Marvel by Disney Pictures at 4.2 million. At number 4, and I am so sad that this movie's not doing well. I know it's a critical flop. But at number 4, it is UglyDolls by STX Films, which is the one that I have pre-ordered on iTunes. It made 8.8 million, and it's in 3,600 feeders. So UglyDolls is at number 4. Not doing well, Chris, I'm afraid, for UglyDolls.
Wow.
I know. I'm pretty heartbroken.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
At number 3, Long Shot by Lionsgate. 9.7. Number 2 is The Intruder by Screen Gems, 10.8 million. And at number 1, by Disney, is a huge hit for them this year, and it's called Avengers Endgame. And it's made $147,383,000 plus dollars.
Yes.
So Avengers Endgame is number 1 by Disney Pictures, and again, $147.3 million. So congrats to Disney on this huge hit of the Avengers. It's a huge hit, obviously. And that's your top 10 box office.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go over to UglyDolls and why UglyDolls is a big failure. And I'm really sad about UglyDolls not doing well because this was a movie I was really excited to see. UglyDolls, as you guys don't know, it's based on a toy that David created in 2001, and it became a sensation icon. It was inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame in 2006, and now it's turned into a movie, and now it's a flop, and it stinks. Because this was the movie I wanted to see this is the movie, that I thought it was going to do really well.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
Apparently not. So UglyDolls has unique cast of characters from Kelly Clarkson as Moxie to Wanda Sights or Skies. I'm gonna say Sights as the bakery and chef known as Rage. You got Pitbull playing as Ugly Dog. And you got and you got so much. You got Blake Shelton. You got a lot of them, and it centers around Uglyville, and yeah, and I know this movie's a blatant ripoff of Trolls, and you could probably say that, but I like Trolls. And I will do a movie review of this on World Weekly coming your way. So we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, so very sad about UglyDolls not doing well. And again, Luke talked about this on FWL 246, which you guys can watch. I'll have a link for that in the description, and you guys can check it out. And so, yeah, it's just so sad that UglyDolls is not doing well at the box office. It kind of hurts me because I am a huge cartoon fan. Been a cartoon fan all my life. And to see this go down the drain like that and being a box office bomb, it's just a slap in the face for me.
Yes.
Not for them.
For me too.
The
punching for me.
And like I said, I'm really hoping that Detective Pikachu does really well at the box office. It may not be number one because I don't think they're going to beat Disney this year because it's just impossible. Like Battletoads, it's a game where you can't do the turbo tunnel. It's just a pain in the butt. That's why I don't play Battletoads. I do like the game, but it's very, very difficult, and I like the music. But anyway, UglyDolls is a big failure, and I'm kind of sad about that. Anyway, E3 2019. Yeah, Nintendo will be doing E3 stuff on June 9th to the 11th, or 8th to the 11th. They're going to have Splatoon 2 tournament, which I'm going to be watching because I love Splatoon 2. They're also going to do Super Smash Bros. Ultimate tournament, and I can't wait for that because I love Super Smash Bros. It's one of my favorite game series of all time. Ultimate is awesome. If you haven't played Ultimate, you need to play it, and you need to have it in your collection. Because if you don't, I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna give you what for. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, so that's what's gonna go on. They're gonna have a Nintendo Direct that's gonna be coming your way at E3. They're gonna discuss some games and see what's gonna be coming to the Switch. So I'm looking forward to E3. Sony's not going to be attending at E3 this year, which really womp. Microsoft's going to be at E3. And I'll be watching the press conferences, and I'll be watching whatever I can. Ubisoft might have a press conference. Square is going to be doing a press conference. I'll be watching that too and see what they're doing on that. EA is not going to be at E3, so I think E3 2019 is going to be kind of balance issues, mixed bag, depending. I don't know. This is going to be the first time Sony's not going to be at E3, and I'm praying to God. I hope Sony is listening. I want Ape Escape to come back. Because this was the game that we haven't seen or heard from since the PSP days of Ape Escape. And I love Ape Escape on PlayStation. That is like one of the best games on the PlayStation. It was my favorite game. It's a platformer, 3D platformer. It was a lot of fun capturing the monkeys. The mini games were fun. This game had it all. The only problem I had with it is probably the camera issues, and you have to get used to the controls because it's on analog sticks. But other than that, this is one of the best games I played on PlayStation by Sony. It had great music. Everything about the game was really cool. So I hope Ape Escape. I know, but I'm hoping Ape Escape really does come out. I really hope Sony can bring if not, bring out the trilogy. Bring 1, 2, and 3 to PS4. That'd make me happy. But yeah, there you go.
Wow.
So there you go. Some other games. I want to see Toomba. Toomba, the pink hair guy that looks like Master Higgins in Adventure Island. Where's Toomba? I want to see some Toomba. Toomba 2, because they only made 2 games of the game, and I played the second one. It was cool. I like the music in it. I don't think I played the first Toomba. It was on a demo disc. But yeah, there you go. So that's pretty much it. So now we're gonna go over on a rant. Actually, I'm gonna save the rant one for last because we need to move along here so we can end the stream. Micro Mages has officially launched, and as you guys know, I'm always looking forward to play some really cool and exciting retro games. And Micro Mages seems to be a really cool game for me to play. It's a 1-year $10.99, and you can get it on Steam, and you can get it on itch.io. Okay, you have to sign off, Luke. Well, I hope you enjoyed, Luke. Thank you for watching, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be the most watched test one of We Met Kennedy Live on YouTube.
So much, Luke, for joining with us.
Yeah, indeed. And again, we're gonna have Luke Jeffers as a special guest in episode of the show.
For
Absolutely.
Sure.
So this is really neat because what you get for $11, and I know I probably haven't told you this, Chris, but what you get for the game, you get you can choose, obviously. You get the Windows version of the game, and they give you a NES ROM with it as well. Legal, by the way.
Yeah.
Unlike the other ones, which are not. But this one, they actually give you a zip folder inside, and inside contains the NES ROM, and then you can play that on any platform you want, even on Android, which is awesome. Because Android, yeah.
That's very good.
And
we need to start doing that with more games, and we won't have a problem.
I know, yeah. Lizard is the other one too, by Brad Smith. He created Lizard on the NES, and that too you can get on a ROM as well. That they give you included. So, yeah, Micro Mages sounds fun. And it's by a cool developer called Cat Games, which I've also which they also made one of my favorite, probably. Oh my god, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, probably one of my favorite games by Cat Games, and it's called what's the name of that game? Oh, Super Bat Puncher demo. Super Bat Puncher. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool platforming game. It's probably one of my favorite games ever. Super Bat Puncher. You can. By the way, there's a demo of it, so if you want to try it, I'll provide a link in the description. You guys can play it. Super Bat Puncher. Really, really fun. My favorite platform game, adventure game.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna hear some barking and noise in the living room, but anyway, I'm doing my best to move along. So if you buy the game at muffcatgames.itch.io/micromages, you can buy this game for $10.99. And again, for $10.99, you get the Windows version of the game, a manual via PDF, and a ROM on the NES. So that is awesome. And this is a full-player game, which is awesome. 26 levels, dangerous traps, monsters. I'm trying to stream here. Ancient secrets, and a password function that allows you to continue the game in classic NES fashion. Check them out on Discord. The one Discord. Again, you get the manual, you get the game, and you get the ROM. So it's really, really cool. And I think it's worth the $11 price tag.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, it's well worth it. Again, especially for the ROM, because you can play it on anything, which is really nice. Even on Amazon Fire Tablet, which I think is a really cool investment. $50, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's Micro Mages. Yeah, my feet's falling asleep. My feet's sleeping. Anyway, yeah, so that's Micro Mages, and I will be playing this on probably on YouTube Gaming. If you guys want to see me do this game live on YouTube Gaming, let me know in the comments or PM me, or even tweet at me if you want. I mean, I don't care. Just let me know, and I'll see what I can do about streaming this game on YouTube Gaming. Since I want to stream this game along with Lizard on the NES. So let me know, guys. Because like I said, I've been here for 9 years. So let me know if you want me to do this game live on YouTube Gaming. Again, Micro Mages. It's really cool.
Yes.
But anyway, okay, so we talked about that. Now we're going to talk about best controllers really quickly. So if you guys have an Android Media Box or an Android tablet, you can use a game pad to play certain Android games and certain other games too. The ones I like that I can recommend from yours truly, the Holy Pad Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It is on sale on Amazon. You can find it for a low price of $17.99, so that's $18. Normally, it's a $30 controller, but if you're looking for a really nice controller without breaking your budget, get the Holy Pad. It's probably my favorite controller I've ever used. The buttons are good. The D-pad is getting used to. I think it's a solid controller by Holy, and it's an official licensed Nintendo product. So if you're looking for a really great USB wired controller for Android, get it. It's awesome. Even has a turbo function, so if you play space shooters like Gradius and Life Force and all these other shooters, it's great for that.
Yes, definitely.
And yeah, you can probably play Surfer, but you're not gonna get very far in that game.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but even if you don't like Silver Surfer, just listen to the walking soundtrack by the Fallons.
Surfer, I guess. Yeah.
Because Tim Fallon did one of my favorite video game soundtracks, and that's Pictionary. Absolutely, I love the soundtrack. The theme intro to that game, one of my favorite video game intros ever. It's just Tim Fallon did an amazing job creating a masterpiece intro at a minute 36 seconds. It's just amazing. Given the limitations of the hardware at the time. So anyway, the other controllers, I would suggest the M30 controller by a company called 8BitDo, or any other 8BitDo controllers, especially the SN30 Pro, SN30 GP. Those are the ones I would recommend for Android because it works with Windows, Mac, Android, and all that other stuff. The M30 is a 6-button Genesis controller, so I would probably get that. $30, won't break the bank. And that too has a turbo function, which is really nice. And it's useful for Street Fighter 2, Great Circus Mystery, starring Mickey and Minnie, probably my favorite game ever.
Yeah.
And some other games that you can use the 6-button. Now, like I said, just be careful what controller you get, because not all controllers will work, and not all controllers are equal. And if you don't like the feel of it or the buttons, then you're gonna be unhappy with yourself. So, those are pretty much the best controllers. And if you guys have any best controllers you think I should look at, or anybody else, please feel free to do so. I'm always looking forward to finding out buttons that are going to work properly. Especially for Android, because Android is really, really cool for gaming. Don't take my word for it or Chris's.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, our last topic, which is going to be a mini rant of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, not being on the mini. Guys, I love Sonic 3. Sonic 3 is my favorite game. That's when it got really big in '94 on Groundhog Day. It was a huge game. It had 6 levels. You had Sonic, Tails, and you had the introduction of Knuckles the Echidna. And you had to collect 7 Chaos Emeralds, and you get 6 stages from Angel Island to Launch Base. And the game is really, really cool. And supposedly, this game was supposed to have soundtrack by Michael Jackson. That never happened. And we will discuss that on a future episode of Remix Candy Live.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned. Because we're always interested in video games. Because we will cover video games. We'll cover movies, TV shows, video games, you name it. The only thing we won't discuss on this show, and when we actually do the show, politics.
Heavy politics. Like the
like
covers.
Because like I said, if you want that, go somewhere else. But like I said, if you want pop culture, come right here to us at this show. Because pop culture is all we're going to do and what we're going to cover.
Exactly.
So we Mix Candy Live. All right?
Politics, go to the news because we are better than the news.
Yep. And we have no interest of it because it's depressing and stressful. Yeah. It's like you bleed no eardrums for like 10 hours. And I'm like, oh my God, now I'm going to fall asleep. Like C-SPAN.
C-SPAN.
Yeah, just like Bear in the Big Blue House, where we said, watching C-SPAN when you fall asleep. Yeah, there's that joke. But anyway, so supposedly Sonic 3 is supposed to have a soundtrack by Michael Jackson, and that never happened. So apparently, there was a video game. A video game. Supposedly a composer, I believe, who worked for Michael Jackson. I think his name is Bobby Brooks or whatever. Whatever this guy is. He's the guy that made music for Sonic 3. And I like the music in the game. Hydro City. A lot of people will like that song from Hydro City. I like the Ice Cap one. It's walking. Has a good beat to it. Marble Garden. Yeah, I mean, Sonic 3 is a fun game. I don't have anything to complain about it. It's really cool. Although trying to collect 7 Chaos Emeralds is a huge challenge. Because you need a lot of quick reflexes, and if you don't have that as your secret weapon, then you're not going to be able to get any 7 Chaos Emeralds to get the good ending. So for Sonic 3 not being on the Sega Genesis Mini, I think this is something that me and Chris are scratching our heads about this. And it's something that I don't understand.
Hands on my side.
Yeah, and it's something that we don't understand. And it's just, like I said, Sonic 3 was on the Sonic Mega Collection Plus for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And even on the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection for PS3 and Xbox 360. And now it's not going to be on the Mini because of music licensing issues. What music licensing issues? I mean, is it because you can't use the music in the game? Or is it Michael Jackson's involvement, involvement with the game? I would like to know.
I'm entitled.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, geez.
We're entitled to know.
But like I said, only time will tell on the mystery of Sonic 3, because there's a lot of mystery on Sonic 3.
Yes, Brandon, Remix. I'm sorry, Remix.
Oh no, that's fine.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Remix, we're entitled to know as consumers of Nintendo and loyal friends of True. Sega. not Nintendo. We're loyal friends of true Sega now, and we're entitled to know what's going on with their games and what.
And that's
money.
Yeah, it's very true, and something we need to understand. You know, but yeah, so there you go on that. But yeah, I mean, not having Sonic 3, I just again I think it's a huge slap because in the face because Sega Genesis turns 30 this year. Sonic 3 turned 25 on Groundhog Day. Sonic Knuckles is going to turn 25 in October 18th, and that's one of the greatest Sonic games ever made. It's one of my all-time favorites because I love the music in the game. Flying Battery is my favorite song in the game. But it's just a shame. But hey, at least we can play Sonic 1 and 2. But why not the other classes like 3? I mean, why I I don't know. It's just there's always going to be a mystery. We will never know the full potential of what Sonic 3 is, and that's something that I think gaming historian himself, Norman Caruso, needs to do some research about Sonic 3. I'm sure he can do it, but I think the one I want to see the most out of him is Sega Channel. The Sega Channel is 25 this year too, because I used to use Sega Channel. Although I never owned one as a kid. So anyway, that is the Sonic 3 went, mini went. And so I think we're going to probably end it because I know that you're getting sleepy, Chris, so I don't know if you have any topics you want to go over quickly. But I think before we wrap up...
Topics? I'll definitely get some topics for next week.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll have quite a few of them on my mind.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think before we wrap up on this test one here on Branden Plumley Television, and like I said, tune in every Saturday at 5 p.m. when We're One Radio comes back for Take Your Pet Live, hosted by Remix Plum and Chris Kennedy, co-host. So I like to plug that show as well. And stay tuned for any announcements about season 3 of Word Bank and the second co-host to Word Bank. That's gonna be really cool, and some more stuff. Oh, and be sure to check out the new group, which has been renamed. So check on over to the new Localcast Games Plus Entertainment group, and from there you're gonna get the same great news that you get from that. It's just under a new name. But you're going to get the same great experience, but with the entertainment thrown into the mix. And that's why I'm going to be called as Localcast Games and Entertainment and be part of it in the group. I'm looking forward to have you and be part of the game show fan community.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Anyway. So before we go ahead and wrap up, have a screen sharing to pass along. Now, you're not going to hear any audio with this because I am using Google Plus Hangout. So you're not going to hear any audio because I'm not using OBS. But that's okay. You probably don't need to hear audio anyway. But I'm going to open up a program here on Mac, which is something I'm going to use to make this project with. And it's by a company titled Telestream. Oh, well, the program is called ScreenFlow, and it's by Telestream. And this is only on Mac, so you can't get this on Windows, but it's ScreenFlow. This is the one I'm going to use for the project. Now, this is the one that I did today. I'm just working some things and seeing what I can do, and if this is going to feel, if this is going to be something cool or something. I'm gonna have to work around to this. So this is the one that I have so far, basically. So I'm gonna freeze on there so you guys can see it. So there you guys go. That's one way. I have some other ones that I created. So here's one that I did. I don't know if you guys can. Okay, I'll probably have to. Oh crap! One window map. We met Matt Plumster. Okay, I gotta change the screen. Like I said, folks, bear with me because I haven't used Google Plus Hangout. Because I don't usually use Hangout. What the heck is it? Okay, is it this one? Yes. All right. So let me go ahead now. Like I said, I do have royalty-free music, so I won't. So no copyright zombies will come after me. Because that's another thing that Luke doesn't understand is, well, I don't like royalty-free music. It kind of sucks. It ruins the video. Well, come on. I mean, copyright music. I mean, if you want to be that dumb, no, fine. I mean, like I said, I'm not fully responsible. Whatever happens to your channel, well, I'm not responsible for your mess. And if you don't listen, well, you don't listen, and whatever. Because I don't have time to change someone's diaper. It's like I can't come over to Savannah, Georgia, just to change your diaper. All right, you gotta understand the rules, bud. Whether you have to admit it or not. Copyright music is something that you need to understand, and and people don't like you stealing stuff. That's not right. All right, so remember that, bud. All right, and I'm not your enemy, Luke. So because like I said, Luke, you need to control your temper, control your behavior, and because like I said, Luke, I'm white about this, and I know you don't like me being white. When Luke, I am white, so don't sit there and tell me that I'm not right. Because I am white, all right? Because I don't sit here and lie, okay? I don't lie to my viewers. I tell you the truth. I tell you honesty, all right? And I don't sit here and BS, okay? I tell you the truth, like it is, man to man, because I'm a human being, for Christ's sakes. But anyway, powerful statement. Anyway, this is a royalty-free music, and I like to play this for you now.
We're still writing on, still packing boxes right now.
And there you go, $10,000.
$10,000. Woohoo! Yeah.
And this is for demonstration purposes only. And there's the Planto chip. Bam, 10,000.
10,000.
And as you saw right there, folks, you saw the score change at the bottom. So as you see, and like I said, this is all done on the editing. This is where the magic begins on this project. See?
Oh, yes.
This is the timeline. This is where everything gets built right in here. Adding layers and layers of fun, just like Bob Ross. Like we don't make mistakes. We just make do happy accidents. And this is your canvas. This is your freedom of canvas. Use your canvas to your potential. And Bob Ross, me and Chris salute you.
Yes.
So there you go. We salute you on that. Anyway, so as you see that, okay, this is again demonstration purposes only. So that's what happens when we end the game and you see the score change. I'm gonna score if the mouse is gonna work with me. All right, see, there it is, $20,000 on the bottom, and this is the scoring system right here. See, and now I'm messing around with demonstration. See, this is the scoring system, which is going to be a huge part of this new game show that I'm going to be doing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm working really hard on this. This is going to be the toughest. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is going to be the toughest project for me to edit. Because there's so many layers I'm going to add to it. There's so many things I got to do. Changing the score, changing the round number, changing the contestant, doing all of that, doing it on the fly, which is going to be probably the most toughest thing I'm ever going to do with this project. And I'm very proud with this project. And the only way I can do this show is making this happen is ScreenFlow. And without ScreenFlow, there would be no show like this. I would move on to my next project. You know. So anyway, so again, see, it says 0, and then when I move the timeline arrow, see, it changes to 20,000. That's going to be a key factor in this game show. And I have videos of this on YouTube and the one that starts with a V. It's on my Facebook, so check it out, guys, and let me know what you think of it. Because with every like, you're going to support the show. And I do thank you for it. It really means a lot to me. Anyway. See, coming soon to Branden Plumley Television.
Woohoo, yeah.
And this was all done with ScreenFlow 8.
That was
Like I said, this is going to be the toughest thing for me to do. Now, this will be at 720p or 1080p at 60 frames per second. And you will not see the watermark once I buy the software. So once I buy it, the very first episode, you will not see any watermarks whatsoever.
That's good.
Because that's a pet peeve of mine. Is when you use a software, you're using a trial version, or you use a fully functional video editing software that's actually free for you to use, but you have to pay for it to remove the watermarks. The watermark in videos are something that I hate dramatically. It ruins the video. It ruins a presentation. And if it does that, then why bother Then why do I bother uploading a watermarked video and then it gets ruined and then not a lot of people watch it because it covers the whole video? You know, well, because the reason why they do that is because they want you to buy the program. They want you to buy the software. And once you buy the software, then you don't have this demo mode that you see on ScreenFlow. And I love ScreenFlow. I will buy this at some point. It's on the Mac App Store. It's not bad.
Money. Yeah.
Not bad in price. It's about $129 on the Mac App Store, which is worth every penny of it. Because you can do all of this for $130. Yeah. 60 frames a second, upload to YouTube, yeah, and record games and stuff on this, yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, ScreenFlow is excellent on Mac. So one other video, and we're gonna close up shop here for tonight because it is 9:45 right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed the test one of We Met Kennedy Live. And like I said, guys, we got so much we're going to be doing when we actually launch We Met Kennedy Live. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And this is going to be a fun project. And as you guys know, that I like to do radio shows. I like to do podcasting. And this is something that I really like doing. And it just inspired me to do this. So.
Oh, yes.
So like I said, guys, so stay tuned for everything that Chris will be doing. What he'll be doing next on YouTube and other ways that you guys can watch his streams and other interviews.
YouTube, RetroMediaVision.com, and Twitch.
Yeah, Retro Media Vision, especially on WITS. I'm on WITS, Site 123. I'm on Site 123, so you check out my blog on Site 123. You know, We Met Plum Blogger and everything that I love about pop culture because, you know, like I said, guys, I'm a pop culture nerd from movies to TV shows to video games to everything. Because I'm in the center of it. And pop culture never sleeps. Just like New York never sleeps. If that makes sense.
Pop culture, New York, Orlando, Florida, you name it. They never sleep.
Yeah, and pop culture never sleeps, and neither does cartoons, because cartoons for me, whether if I'm 30 or even 60, I'm going to still watch cartoons. They're part of my childhood, and it's going to stay that way.
Yes, you can watch the streaming syndicated version of Card Shark with me as host this summer, along with Video Game Challenge this summer.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of shows happening this summer at one time or another.
So here's another one, everybody. Now, again, this is for demonstration purposes only. I've chosen the contestants like Lisa Fin 18 and Chris Kennedy. But again, these are demonstration purposes only. I will let you know if I'm going to if I'm going to have you as a contestant. I will let you know. So that way you don't think that, you know what, why are you doing this? Well, like I said, this is for demonstration purposes only, and I will let you know if you want to be at the testing or not. All right, because it's just a simple game that I found, and I think this would be a cool idea to turn into a project. Because I'm always looking forward to some new ideas for my YouTube channel. Because this is my 9th year,
Absolutely.
and you know,
Oh yeah.
117 subscribers, 66,000 views. My most popular video, believe it or not, is the Mac video. How you can move files and put it on your Mac. That's like 25,000 plus views, which I'm very happy about. A lot of dislikes though, which I don't give a crap. But I think my second popular video on my YouTube channel is the Wheel of Fortune Junior game that I did way back in 2010, 2011, and that was a lot of fun too. And I will get back to that too as we progress. But anyway, here's the other one, and I'm gonna play this for you all. Now, unlike Chris Kennedy, who won $20,000 in the demonstration video,
Yeah.
Least for 18, not so much. Because let's just say, okay, so imagine this, simulating this game show. Least for 18 won, let's see, 4 chips. And then he gets $10,000 on the first chip. The second chip is 1,000. The third chip, 1,000. Let's see. Okay, and the fourth chip is 500. So that's how he has $12,500. And now imagine. Now, like I said, and this is why too, Chris. Why I'm keeping this font, this A-Crate font. I'm keeping this alive. This is not going anywhere. This A-Crate font.
Like many game shows don't have the egg crate font anymore, but we will.
Yeah, and it's gonna be. And it's going to have this nice gradient color to give it a unique, just to spice it up. I mean, having this gradient color makes a huge difference on my game shows. I like to make this a huge difference. I want to make it pop.
Yes.
Because it's all about the coolness of the font and having the gradient color. Because if it doesn't have that gradient color, then it's just going to be a bland, boring font. And I don't want that. I want it to be nice and pop and really cool. And that's what this program has, is the gradient thing, which is really awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna actually I want to make sure I don't have copyrighted music on this project. No, it's from Purple Planet Music. And like I said, Purple Planet Music, you guys are awesome. 8-Bit Heaven, Smile On. Oh my God. One of my favorites. I love Smile On. Smile On is a cheerful and happy royalty-free song that I use on presentations on Weir 1 that I use for Weir 1 stuff. I use it for the ending to Hang Your With Plum, and I use it for the Easter egg hunt special that we did that we did in April with Luke. So it's like the Three Stooges of funniness, and the vacuum cleaner. Can't forget about that. Excuse me. So, let's go ahead and push play and see how Least for 18 does with his game in round number 2.
Big money, big super heavy cash.
No! Zero.
Ooh, zero. No zeros. Stay away, whammy. Zero.
$1,000.
Woohoo! Yeah. Give him 10,000, 5,000 or 10,000.
Zero. And then Least for 18 ends the round with 1,000, so he's up to 13,500. So that, my friends, that's basically this game show project that I'm working on. I love it so much, and again, support me and support this show. Make it happen, folks. Because I really want this to happen. I really want to do this. I'll just have to buy the software probably this fall, and once I do, expect the very first episode of this new show coming your way here on the channel, here on Branden Plumley Television. So there you guys go, and that's the project I'm working on,
Cool.
and this is really cool, and it's a lot of fun. And again, see, Luke, don't be afraid of vision. Don't be afraid of creativity. do something like this. Do something that I do, okay? Don't be afraid. Now, I know you don't like my ideas, Luke, and that really hurts my feelings, because I've known you for a long time, and you hurt my feelings so much. Because I don't like that. I don't like hurting other people's feelings, and you do that, Luke, and I don't appreciate it. But that's just me. But you see, guys, there you go, and see, like I said, Bob Wass says you can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Yes,
You have
you
this
can.
freedom on this canvas, just like
So,
2016. Imagine in your mind, on what think between. Okay, now do a Game Boy link-to-link cable. So plug it into Bob Wass's head, and then plug it into your head, and see the freedom of the canvas. Imagine in your mind the freedom on this canvas, and that's what you get is freedom on this canvas. So you see, nothing to it. Oh boy, see that? Woo, don't have nightmares. Okay, I gotta stop doing that before I give everybody Caesars. Anyway, yeah. So, anyways, that's gonna do it on this test one of We Met Kennedy Live.
you had a good time, I must say.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and again, guys, very first episode. Don't know when we're gonna do it, but
We'll let you know.
but we'll let you know when that happens.
Absolutely.
So you can check us out. I am on Twitter at WeMitsPlum. You can check Chris on there. It's Chris Kennedy 82.
Yes.
I am WeMitsPlum. I'm on Wits. I'm on Site 123. Check me out on Site 123. I update stuff on Tumblr and on Medium. I started doing that recently today on Medium. So I'm on Medium.com. I'm on Tumblr. Site 123 is the best way. I have Twitch channels that I'm going to still continue to use. Game On Live, which is my gaming channel, which you find me on Cellstar89, and We Met Plum TV. That's where I'm going to strictly go all streaming. And all the Wii ones and all the videos I've done would be on the other site called VEROND. So check that out there. And if there's any topic you want me or Chris to discuss on a future episode, please let us know. PM either one of us, and we'll see if we can do it if it has our interest in our topic.
Yeah.
But the only thing we asked you politely, no politics, please. Okay.
No news.
Because neither of us, we don't give a crap about it because it's too stressful, too depressing, and we don't have time to change diapers. All we care about is pop culture fun and entertainment. That's all we care about, all right? And game shows.
I could be Superman, but it's too taxing for me.
Yes, me too. I'm telling you. So there you go on that. Check out Cartoon Explosion on Facebook. That's where I give you guys news about cartoons and stuff. Doing really well. Discord as well. Game On Live, Game On Discord, and Cartoon Explosion on Discord, and soon to be Localcast Games Plus Entertainment Discord. And check me out, guys. I'm all over the place. All right.
That's good.
Check me out on SoundCloud for Ballad Rhapsody and Ballad of Poppy, one of my favorite songs I've created on Mixcraft. On SoundCloud, and coming your way this month is the the sequel that you've been waiting for to the Turbo Tono. Can you beat it?
That's right. Yeah. Hey,
that's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be with Logic Poets. That's what I'll be using to make it happen. So stay tuned, Luke. All right, especially for that fault joke, like da 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 da. Anyway, yeah. So check out Chris to Retro Media Vision. And for everything he's going that he's working on, and some projects he's working on as we progress. So
in the summer,
lots of fun stuff. And like I said, catch me and Chris and Luke for Take Your Pit Live at 5 p.m. when We're One Radio is on, and at 4 p.m. when We're One Radio is on a summer vacation, which is not right. It's spring vacation. So that's pretty much it. Oh, We Met Plum on Facebook. Check me out there. So, So I want to say big thanks to Luke Jeffers, DC Comics fan, and everybody who was in the chat room for being such a true sport. Being on the show. And thanks to Chris Kennedy, the co-host of the show, as well as the executive producer, and director of We Met Kennedy Live. So he is the executive producer alongside with me because we are a tag team partner for this show.
Yes, I appreciate it, Remix.
Yep. And I will have photos of that as well as a video. I think I have the video up on my YouTube channel. So check it out. It's the special end to We Met Kennedy Live, copyright 2019, Branden Plumley Television, and all that other stuff. So check it out. And be sure to watch the video with the music, because I tend not to have music in it. But check out with the music. You will enjoy it a lot. And that's pretty much it that I have for you all tonight. So anyway, I had lots of fun. And we hope to do We Met Kennedy Live, the very first episode, whenever the possibility that I can do it, because of Wheel 1 and all the stuff that I am doing, because this is going to be a hectic summer for me for Wheel 1, and especially I'm working on some PowerPoint presentations, like Cartoon Explosion to Channel 2.0, which I'm working on. So I'm kind of revamping play, Cartoon Explosion the channel. I've already done Kids Zone, so this year is looking really healthy for us. So I'm very happy about that. So you have anything else you want to plug, Chris, before we wrap it up?
That's it. I really have to get going because I have a call to make, I believe.
Sure.
But I want to thank you so much for having me here, Remix. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean this is great. I mean, this is what Branden Plumley Television is all about. It's about about rethinking what entertainment should be and what what Branden PT2589 would never be. And something that I enjoy doing, and this is why I'm glad I did not quit YouTube since I got bullied by trolls, and I'm glad I'm still here after all these years.
The trolls.
I know. So anyway, guys, for Chris Kennedy, yeah. So anyway, for Chris Kennedy and everybody in the chat room and all my subscribers and viewers, comment, like, share, okay? Share like there's no tomorrow. Share it on Tumblr. Let everybody know that I exist, okay? Only the good guys, not the bad, people who think that, they're wanting scoundrels, all right? So, for Chris Kennedy, everybody at the chat room, and all the YouTube land, I am We Met Plum. Have a great night, everybody. And this has been a lot of fun. And again, whatever we don't talk about, I'll talk about in a future episode, or even on Hey We Met Plum, which I'll be getting back into doing whenever the possibility might be. So, have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you in the next video on YouTube. And We Met Kennedy Live will be coming your way. Whenever I give it that official green light and do the very first episode every Sundays after work here on Branden Plumley Television, and exclusively on Branden Plumley Television. So have a great night, everybody, and God bless you all. And like I always want to say, to be kind to one and another.
The only way to do it, unlike some people, what we know, but it's the way to do is to be kind to one another.